Unscripted.
All right, so if I see a property for sale and it's 50 acres and I only want to buy 25 of them, can you get me just the 25 acres?
At the 50 acre price?
No.
No, at the price per
Half
acre
off.
of the 50?
Yeah.
Half off.
Well, or can it just be obtained?
I mean, it can happen, but, so 50 acres, we're just going to use the most general, Bear Creek. 50 acres, Bear Creek, probably 4,000 an acre, so we got 200,000, okay? 25 acres, can you get that in Bear Creek for 100,000? No, you can't. No, that's probably going to be 120, 140 for that. So, different prices per acre or whatever. You might have a seller that is interested in doing that. I can tell you the best possible thing you're going to get is the asking price. You're not going to get lower than the asking price when you're only buying half. Not all acres are created equally. So, you're wanting to buy 25, but if there's some pasture and some wooded, if there's some floodplain, the road frontage could be an issue. But the biggest thing that people don't understand is if you want to buy 25 acres of that 50 acres, you don't just survey the 25 acres. You have to survey both the 25 acres. And those are two different surveys. And so, most people have good logical minds and they think, I have 50 acres, I'm surveying out 25, there's 25 left. But that is not known. It's called a remainder tract, and it's not marketable, it's not insurable. You have to have two surveys. So a 25 acre survey in this county is a pretty darn expensive survey, but you're actually having to pay for two of those. So is that an expense that the seller would want to incur for you? Probably not. So it is possible. It is possible.
What does the survey cost?
Well, they're usually about $50 to $100 per linear foot. But if it's all pasture, it's going to be closer to 50. If they have to go in there with a bush axe and chop everything in front of them to shoot a straight line, it's going to be closer to the $100 a foot. So, two 25 acre tracts, we're probably talking about between $5,000 and $7,500 each. So $15,000 to get them both surveyed. But that's 25 acre survey is a dang big survey and pretty rare,
Oh.
So you just do, just to give you a for instance, if you're just doing like a quarter acre in Pittsburgh, you're probably in the $350 to $600 range, and so it's the same Mylar, it's the same recording, it's the same, end product, but it's how many field hours those guys have, and a lot of time too with the bigger tracks and the older tracks, they've been around for a long time. You have streams that move. You have driveways that move. You have, the expression that we have in the land business, fences are liars. You don't, in a rural property, in a farm property, you don't ever think that the fence is where the line is, because those things get moved all the time. One tree falls down and the farmer moves the fence. It's a lot easier to move the fence than it is to remove that tree. So fences aren't a good judge of where the boundaries are. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It's certainly not as easy of a thing that you think it would be. The seller has something that they're selling, and you're starting off by asking them a favor. You lose a lot of leverage when you ask the seller for a favor. He wants to sell, she wants to sell 50 acres. You're asking to buy 25. You're losing a lot of leverage as far as negotiations are concerned. Now, where I wish people would do this a lot more is you got a guy that has 50 acres for sale and you and your buddy want to buy 25 acres each. That can happen. Now you're buying a 25 acre tract on a 50 acre price, and that is a good thing to do.